my horrible spotty face. I've not done my makeup yet, but there is a reason. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So, making a bit of a different video today because I watched the James Charles Instant Influence last night, even though I'm not like the biggest James Charles fan, and I have got a fair bit to say. I made notes. So I thought I would do like a chatty, get ready with me kind of thing, do my face, talk about the instant influencer. Before I get hate as well, because people are like, oh, please make sure you watch the whole video before actually leaving like really shitty comments. Okay, let's get into it. As I've already done my brows, like I said, I'm going to do my eyeshadow. I'm not going to keep mentioning products because I'll forget and I've got a lot to say, so I might link them below if I remember, but probably not. I'm actually that dumb. I was like, oh my god, why is the room so dark? And I didn't turn lights on. Nice one, Caitlin. So right off the bat, my first thought when I started watching it was, oh my god, the acting is kind of cringy. And I'm not saying that's necessarily a bad thing because James obviously is in a very different situation and environment to what he's normally in. So normally he's in his, you know, his own home and he's got people he's comfortable with, and if he's got guests on, they're normally his friends, things like that. So I wasn't really surprised that the acting was a little bit cringe at the start. I think as he gets more confident in that studio environment, that will probably get better. Yeah, my first thought was just, wow, this is very, very intense acting. Like, this is very over the top. This is what you would see on the CBeebies channel. I was also very impressed with the even split. I mean, I didn't watch the trailer, I'll be honest. Because like I said, I'm not a massive James Charles fan. I don't watch his content. I was very happily surprised that there was an even split of girls and boys. I think they could have done a little bit more with diversity in sort of the cultural aspect. They were all American based, which I get why. It's obviously a lot easier to film if the contestants are American based, but it would have been really nice to see people from different countries so we could explore the way that they do makeup. So the majority of them said they were from LA, and I would quite like to see outside of America. We're doing a subtle look today because I am tired and lazy, and quite frankly I'm not doing anything. So when the contestants first came in, I should really mention as well, I'm gonna do like a breakdown of the whole episode. So I made notes as I was watching it. I'm just gonna go over those notes and give like my final opinion at the end. But at the beginning, when the contestants came out and they introduced themselves, that kind of confused me as well, because they did 3 where they introduced themselves and explained a bit about why they started the channel, and then it went straight into James saying hi and critiquing their looks, which was a bit like, have I missed something? That confused me, but I think that's not a problem with the show, that's a problem with me being a bit dumb. But they came out and they all had really amazing looks. I loved Indigo's look. He goes by Indigo, but they introduced him as Christian first. I absolutely loved his look, the meaning behind it, everything. I also really liked Ashley's look. She stood out to me a lot throughout the whole episode, not gonna lie. Ashley's look was a little bit here's what it was. I mean, to be honest, I thought the bubbles were highlight. I was a bit like, you've not really put a lot of effort in. I used to watch James. I've not watched him for a long time. And when he came out, he was really, really mature. He really gave constructive criticism. He started with a positive and then gave them something to improve on. I think he's definitely grown a lot as a YouTuber, as a person since Dramageddon, but he definitely gave off really positive and mature vibes in that first episode. I hope that continues throughout. I hope he doesn't get this like egotistical, I am a big influencer celebrity kind of thing. I hope he sticks with that, being nice, spreading positivity, you know, while still helping them grow. My opinion on the contestants, I already said Indigo and Ashley really stood out to me. Caitlin, I think it's Caitlin, stood out to me because she seemed really OTT at the start. When she first came out, she just seemed really like, I don't know, she was trying to grab onto her 15 minutes of fame. She wasn't really in it for the right reasons. My opinion does change throughout the episode, but that first initial introduction of her as a person, I was really not keen, I'll be honest. I'm really excited about the contestants that he's picked, and I'm kind of curious to see how they grow throughout the series. I think there's only 4 episodes, which is a bit, I don't know, don't seem like a lot. Are we doing another soft, smoky, glittery eye? Yes. Do I care? No. Completely off the James Charles topic, but I just ordered the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette and I am very excited. It's very pretty. I did nearly get the Norvina palette, but I thought that palette, the Modern Renaissance palette, would be more my style. So if you want a video about that, I mean, I'm gonna make it, but I'm just gonna subtly ask and pretend that it's you guys watching that have asked me to do it. The episode started with James explaining that the first challenge was all about them expressing themselves through their makeup. Some of them didn't really do that. I'm really glad Ashley won. Spoiler alert, sorry I should have done that first. I'm really glad Ashley won round 1. I think she deserved it. When James started listing the prizes for if you won the competition, when he mentioned the first 2, I was a bit like, I mean that's great, but is that it? Because it was a studio setup, the same as his studio setup, which, yeah, that's amazing, but they already have YouTube channels, so they must have some equipment already. And then it was a collaboration with him. I was a bit like, oh, that's a bit big-headed, isn't it? Like, and then when he said the £50,000, I was stoked. I was like, wow, that is really generous. That's really going to help kickstart someone's career, and it's going to be a really worthwhile prize for them, because they could invest that in so many things. That could start a whole professional makeup kit, and the things I would do with £50,000 if I was an aspiring makeup artist. So I think that's really generous. He's definitely done really well with the prizes for this, and it is a good motivation for all of the contestants. Overall, this whole show, I definitely had my doubts coming into this when I saw this, because I heard about it on Twitter ages ago that he was doing this, and I thought then this is either going to be a car crash or it's going to be amazing. Wow. I am the worst makeup artist ever. I thought about doing a wing. I took one look at my liquid liner and thought, no. The elimination challenge that came after he chose the winner of the expressing yourself challenge was actually kind of interesting. I thought this whole show would be who can make the best rainbow spotlight smoky eye with a wing liner, but no, he actually put consideration and he thought about it. And the challenge was all about marketing products and the importance of that when you are an influencer, which, to be honest, I didn't really think about it, but when you actually do sit and think, it is a really big part of being an influencer, is promoting products, especially beauty tubers. Especially beauty gurus, because they are constantly pushing products, they are constantly doing partnerships with brands and things like that, so they've got to be able to sell a product to you, otherwise they're really shit at their job. But this was a really good first challenge. I think it really pushed the contestants to prove they have what it takes to do this as a job and be in this industry. Throughout the challenge, I'll be honest, Brittany just irritated me. It was like she didn't really care, / she didn't put the effort in. I don't know if it was nerve, she was just afraid to do bad, or what, I don't know. But overall, she just got to me a little bit. Like, she rushed through filming the tutorial. They basically had to film a tutorial to sell a product, like push a product, and they had options of all sorts of things like palettes and sponges and mascaras, things like that, and they had to make a video, edit it, all that shit in 3 hours. 3 hours they do that. She didn't bother doing her makeup on camera, she just rushed it, really rushed it, and I was a bit like, are you taking this seriously, sis? You've been given an amazing opportunity and you've just rushed through your first challenge. So once all the videos had been filmed and edited, they were then introduced to the judges. The permanent judge is obviously James, but Norvina from Anastasia Beverly Hills is also there, and Paris Hilton was a judge. Now at first I was like, okay, I don't really follow Paris Hilton, don't really keep up with what she's doing. I didn't really know that she was, I don't know, still relevant in the beauty community, honestly. He's got so many famous friends. Why did she bring a dog to set? Honestly, that dog looked hella uncomfortable. It spent the whole episode with its tongue out, not moving. I genuinely thought that her dog was a teddy bear. Not gonna lie. I dropped my powder. She also spent literally the whole episode with that fake pinch, like, I don't really want to be here, but I am. Look, I mean, she was probably actually happy to be there, but her face didn't look it at all. I've decided that Norvina is definitely going to be the Simon Cowell of instant influencer. She's going to be the ball busting judge, and honestly, I'm here for it. She gave such good constructive criticism. She didn't try and beat about the bush. I think she's going to be my favourite on the show. I mean, James was in the middle, like, he was really nice and supportive, and he pointed out all the good things first, and then he gave them little things to improve on. And Norvina did the same, but she just went a bit harder, and I think that is because I think she's the creative director of Anastasia Beverly Hills. He did say in the episode, and I just can't remember. But she does a lot of campaigns, you know, she's got to promote her product. She really knew what she was talking about throughout this challenge, and she definitely gave the best criticism. I'm definitely gonna like Norvina. She's my favourite. Their campaigns, some of them were a bit meh, I'll be honest. Gabriel's makeup look really didn't stand out to me. It really didn't impress me either. So he had the James Charles X Morphe palette, which he had to promote, and he didn't really do a good job selling it. I don't know, his video was all over the place. He didn't really seem like he knew what he was doing, but his personality really saved him. He's got such a contagious personality. He's so sweet and kind, and he's definitely one that I really like, and I really like his personality. I think he's got the good influencer personality, so I hope he does well. But his video was just wasn't there, it just wasn't done, wasn't it. I hope he takes on board the constructive criticism that he got and he does improve. But seriously, what the fuck is Paris Hilton there for? What was she there for this episode? She just sat there smiling and complimenting them, which is great, you know, we love it. Like, isn't the judge's whole purpose to give criticism to help the contestants like improve and become better influencers? I'll be honest, she got to me a lot through this episode. She definitely triggered me a fair bit. So overall, my favourite commercial was definitely Indigo. He hit it right on the head. He was informative, he was professional. He's definitely the kind of YouTuber that I would watch and really enjoy. He's just got that personality. Yeah, I am biased because he's one of my favourites, but what can you do? Right, my last Paris Hilton rant. She started her feedback for Ashley with, "I really like your jacket," which, go off, you know, be nice, spread love and positivity. But no sis, I don't want to hear that you like her jacket. I want to hear what she needs to do to improve, because this is a competition. This is not, "I like your jacket, you know, let's all paint our nails together and sing Kumbaya." Like, no, it's the competition. They're there to improve. They're there to become better influencers. Your job as a judge is to give them the criticism that is going to help them improve. So yeah, go off, be nice, you know, uplift, encourage, do all that. But you still need to give the constructive criticism. And if she was a permanent judge, I don't think I could watch the next 3 episodes, because, oh my god. I don't dislike Paris Hilton, by the way, either. I just think she didn't really know what her job description was as a judge. I don't know if she was just put there to encourage them all and tell them, "Oh, it's so, you're doing amazing, sweet." No, that's not the point. She also gave her criticism after, so once all the commercials had been done and James sent them all away and they started talking about who their favourites were, she gave her criticism then, which honestly baffled me, because if you can actually give the criticism and you know what you didn't particularly like about each individual's commercial, blah blah blah. Ooh, we've gone a bit heavy on the bronzer. It's fine, blend, it will blend. But if you can give that criticism, why didn't you do it from the off? Why didn't you start with, "I really like your jacket, you know, your makeup's really pretty, but you should have done this, this and this. This is how you're going to become a better influencer. This is how you're going to win," basically, rather than sit there with your pinched smile looking kind of oblivious to what's occurring. We fixed it a little bit. Tied up the bronzer, I blushed. I don't really contour anymore. This is as good as it's gonna get. We're just gonna highlight and then put a lip on, and then we're done with this very basic, not like any other look you've seen before. So a little warning for you, I am going to spoil the ending. I was not surprised when Brittany went, because I think the whole competition, she was just half-arsing it. Honestly, she gave that vibe. I don't know if that was because she was nervous or felt uncomfortable and unsure, which, yeah, I imagine they all did though, which kind of disappointed me because she had an hour left. They had 3 hours to produce the video, edit it, do the whole shebang, and she finished with an hour to spare. My only issue with this episode really was, I don't think they should have sent someone home in the first episode. I think it would have been quite interesting to see how she could have progressed in the next week if she'd had week 1 where they all just, you know, did the task, got criticism, and then it was week 2 that the first elimination happened. I think that would have just, it would have given them a chance to grow, because at the end of the day she hasn't had a chance to prove herself from growing off of constructive criticism. So if she'd have had the chance to do another task, if she'd done just as shit, fair enough, send her home, but she wasn't really given the chance to prove herself. So if James does a season 2, I would quite like to see how that would work if they didn't send someone home on the first episode, they just waited for episode 2. I sound really croaky, I'm so sorry. I don't have a fan like Nikki Tutorials. I feel like I should get a fan like Nikki Tutorials. You already know it's going to be a nude glossy lip. Let's all pretend that we're surprised that I'm doing a nude glossy lip. Like, I don't wear a nude glossy lip in every video, and the one makeup tutorial I've done, I didn't wear a nude glossy lip. Still using MAC, still trying to get rid of it. We're going to switch it up with gloss and use the Tanya Burr Cosmetics because it's another one that I just want to get rid of. It's actually really pretty, but does anyone ever wonder what Tanya Burr's up to? I have these late night thoughts where I just wonder, what is Tanya Burr up to? In conclusion, my overall opinion of this episode was that James Charles seemed really mature, he seemed really grown up, really professional actually in the environment that he's in, and I was really impressed with the episode. I think he's done it really well, and I hope that this trend continues throughout the whole episode. There are only 4, like I said, which I think is a little bit short considering what the series is about. It's the first season, I think it's a trial season. If it goes well, I think this will probably expand to be a lot bigger. My favourite contestants are definitely Gabriel, Indigo and Ashley. They just have the sweetest personalities, and I really can't wait to see how far they can progress in this contest. I hope Ashley gets all the way through. I really hope she wins. She's my overall favourite. Aileen is growing on me, I'll be honest, and I can't honestly remember the other contestant. But no more Paris Hilton, no more guest judge Paris Hilton, please, because oh my god, she just infuriated me. I started watching this season expecting to be disappointed. I've been pleasantly surprised at how well it went. I really hope this continues, and I'm going to watch them all. For every episode, I don't think I'll make a video unless something really worthwhile happens. But I do want to keep making videos like this, so if that's something you're interested in, then leave a like so I know that's what you want. So that is all I have for you today. This is my finished look. It's very basic, it's very boring, it's very Caitlin. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure you give it a big thumbs up. Also, comment down below any ideas for future videos. I am stepping away slightly from the photography tutorial, not because it doesn't interest me. I'm really struggling with lockdown to make worthwhile, interesting content surrounding photography, and I'm really interested in exploring certain other paths in the YouTube community. So I'm going to explore, find what I really like making, so just stick around. We'll see what happens. Make sure that you subscribe and turn on the bell icon so you don't miss any of my future uploads, and I will hopefully see you in the next one. Bye!